Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we have discussed the introduction of water management, right? So hope you gone through the recording. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So introduction we have completed yesterday, right?
Yes, you are completed.
Yeah. So setups. Okay. Implementation setups we have to discuss now. Okay. We have to start. So sub we'll mention in the subtopics. Okay, there are many setups. Okay, around we have yesterday I think I have shown you, right? Around we have 18 setups, 15 to 18 setups we need to define. 15 to 18 setups we have to define. All the setups we have to define. Okay, fine. Let's go. We'll just mention these setups. Okay, in there, and we'll try to define each one of, so that we will be having a some visibility. Okay. First, what you have to do, we have to receivable options. Okay. In purchasing side, we have when we starting, right, when we starting the model itself, what we done? We have done financial options, right? In the
Yes.
starting of purchasing, we done financial options. But when you start with purchase order management, here also you have to start with options, that is receiving options. Okay, receivable options. Okay, then in OEM side you have to define some global parameters. Okay, global OEM parameters. Okay, so in this global OEM parameters, what we do is we go on a setup which OU like UOMs. Okay, UOMs related setups we do over here actually. Okay, and some OEM system profile options we do. OEM system profile options. So OEM system profile options. In this OEM system profile options, what we do is we gonna assign some some um some profile options like mandatory some profile options, OE item validations profile options is there, so that that we will do actually. Okay, and then we do OEM system OEM system options. System options are parameters. So we do this. So in this it's again a profile option kind of thing. I'll show you, okay, how it looks like. Okay, and then so after you done this, right, these are all like order entry level only. Okay, all these are order entry level only. Okay, and so so then what we have to do is, it's coming to order creation. So from order creation we need to have the customer. Okay, so customer define, we have to define customers. Okay, customers define, will define few customers. In purchasing side we have created a few suppliers, right? Here we have to create few customers. Okay, so create few customers, create few customers. Okay, so after you have customers, then we have to define transaction types. Okay, OM order type, you can say OM order types you have to define for header, and lines you have to define this. Okay, and then we have to define, so after the transaction type we have the price list. We have to create a price list. Okay, this setup we have to do. So after the price list, So what we have to do, then we come to order type, document sequences and all. So let me take this here. Document sequence we have to create for order type. Okay. Document sequence. Document sequence and document assignment. In purchasing side, where we set up the numbers, purchase order number, requisition number and all in purchasing options, right? But in order management, you will be having a separate setup for that actually. Okay. Separate setup you will have to define the numbers. Okay. So it's again based on the order type, you can have the separate number. So for example, even in one OU, in one OU operating in it, if you have 10 order types, okay, each order types you can have different sequence number, okay, and within the OU itself. But in purchasing side, if you noticed, we set up the purchase order number on OU wise, correct? It doesn't matter what is standard purchase order, blanket purchase order, or contract. The number will be same only, correct? But in order management side, you have a flexibility based on order type. You can have separate number. Okay, separate number you can have. Then this all comes on the order entry side. Okay, now shipping execution side, what we have to do is in shipping execution side, we have to start with the rules. Okay, so the rules like pick release rules. Okay, so we have to create pick. We have to create pick release grouping rules. Okay, pick release grouping rules. So when we in this setup, we'll decide how when picking process is happening, how you want to group the lines, how you want to group the items. Okay, so that we will decide here. Okay, and then we also have sequence rules. Okay, based on how we want to sequence. Okay, create pick release sequence, create pick slip pick sequence rule. Okay, so this we will be having, and then we will be having finally release rule. Okay, so these namings are similar, all are similar, but don't confuse. We'll have a clear discussion. Okay, so create pick release rule. Okay, and then so what we have to do is we have to create sets, document sets. Okay, create pick release document sets. Okay, create pick release document sets. Okay, these are all picking related. Okay, now shipping related setup, what we have to do is, so we have to define we have to create ship confirm rule. Okay, ship confirm rule, and then we have to create ship confirm document, ship confirm document sets we have to define. Okay, and then so we have to define the final setup is the final. So before the final, we have to grant the shipping activity. So grant the shipping activity means in purchasing side, if you noticed, anyone can create a purchase order. In purchasing side, anyone can create. Is the requester can create, preparer can create,
No, buyer only.
buyer only, right? In a similar way, in auto management side, we have shipping grant where only the specific people should have the access to do that activity. So in this shipping grant, we will be giving the role. Some roles will we will be having. some seeded role, we will be having upgrade role, so that we can assign. Else we can even create a custom role. Okay, so what I'll do, so in this setup in this setup create I'll create a new, okay, create new shipping grants and roles. Okay, and then here we will assign this grant shipping. Okay, fine. So further, the final is, this is the very important one. Final setup is, so define the shipping parameters. Okay, define the shipping parameters. Okay, fine. So if you see here, from here to here, okay, all these are order entry level. Okay, all these are order entry level, and it is OU specific, operating unit specific. But these are organization specific. Okay, organization specific. So these are all organization specific, above are OU specific. Okay, fine. So again, the customer is a global, but the sites, we will be having a sites that's our OU level. Okay, fine. So these are the setups we have to define. Okay, fine. Let's go. We'll go on one by one. Okay, we'll go on define one by one. So I think we should have the receivable responsibility. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Log into the application. I log in with the implementation user. Okay, so because we are doing a setups now. So before doing any model, right, you should have the responsibilities that we have already there. Okay, so let me I'll mention here. Okay, I'll mention here. Create OM related responsibility. Assign multi-org profile options. Okay, and add the responsibility to the user. That's okay, fine. We don't need to specify. Okay, just click on any one form. So in real time, right? In real time, the receiving options will be taken care by the finance people. Okay, you don't need to worry. So what we do now? So we'll go and check the profile options are there correctly or not. Okay, go to the system administrator, profile and system. We already have responsibility. Okay, so we already have responsibility. Okay, select the responsibility. ABC, SI, order management, starting from HR, security profile. Okay, it is there. When security profile is there, obviously the business group also automatically assigned. Okay, it is also there. Fine. Yeah, tell me what is next. GL.
It's a
J
name.
ledger name. What is next?
Number operating.
It is there. Fine. And then
More security.
ledger user type. I think this not required for purchasing responsibility is required. Okay. I'll just check one more. MO security. So if you're using any MOSC multi-area access control, you need to set up this. But when we define some setups, right, we may face some issue if this profile option not enabled. Okay, I'm just assigning this. Okay, fine, fine. So we have responsibilities and we have profile options also there. Okay, now let's go and discuss receivable options. Go to the order management. Basically, you have to go AR responsibility. Okay, accounts payable. I think we don't have that responsibility. Okay, but let me see here. Setup financials. Have to see where it can be available. Else we have to define one AR responsibility. This is AR transaction type. Okay, this is not required. This is just AR transaction type. Accounts receivable transaction type. Not this one. Not this one. Yeah, we have the receivable option. Basically, in real time, you won't see like this. Okay, inventory, bills of material. These are all right. If you see here, from here, these are all separate modules. Okay, these are all separate modules. Okay, I think let me see. Do I define a new responsibility in a previous batch? Started with setup one, receivable options. Started with just setup system profile options. Just started with the system profile options actually. No, no, I think this document not contains that. Okay, so let me, I think we have to go and create here itself. I'll choose from here itself. Okay, anyhow, we have the function, but in real time you won't see this. Okay, so how it is coming like right this, right? How it is coming? It's based on the menu. Okay, it's based on the menu. It is coming. That receivable menu and purchasing and payable menu might assign to this main menu. So let me just quickly show you that. Okay, for example, what I'll do is I'll go and remove some menu. Okay, for example, I'll go and remove the payables. Okay, just observe now. Payable you will see, right? So after I remove, you won't see this. Come here, application menus. First, we need to get the responsibility exact menu. To get the responsibility exact menu, just go and query the responsibility. ABC SI order management. So this is the menu. Okay. ADS OM super menu. Okay. If you see in this menu, they have attached it. They have attached it here. See the payable, receivable. This itself it is separate module actually. This itself it's a separate module, but they have attached the menu over here. That's the reason you are able to see. So I have receivable. Okay, that's fine. I told you right. Will be go and remove this payable. Now just me go and either you just click on this disable this or just to delete. Nothing is fine. But don't do this activity in real time. Okay. So a request is submitted. It's fine. I'll go back to I'll go back to Order management. Come down. See, there is no payable. Okay, that's how you have to manage. So this topic, the custom responsibility, custom menu, we'll be discussing in real-time concepts. Okay, you don't need to worry. Fine. Now go to the receivables. Receivable options we have to define, right? Receivable options. Yeah. The system options, receivable options is like same only. Okay. Same only in accounts receivable side. So select the OU. I think we need to add this accounts also. We'll add it. We'll add it. Oh, it's saying it is already defined. Let me, if it is already defined, let's correct. If it is already defined, just press F11 and then Control F11. Okay. So it is already defined means that just this OU is there, but again the remaining things you have to complete over here. Okay. So it's a ledger. You have to assign the ledger actually here. Okay. What's your company? ABC company. And we need to have these accounts actually. I can go ahead and select any dummy account. That is fine. We're not doing validations and everything in accounts receivable side, right? So what I can do, finance department. So I can go and select any one account. I'll just select receivable. Okay, receivable. That's it. Or if you want to have a separate realized gain accounts and all of this, we don't need to discuss much. Okay, we don't need to discuss much because it's not related to us. Okay, if you want to have, then you can just go and add the values in the value set. Just go and add the values in the value set. Just go to the setup, flex fields, flex fields, validations, validation, values. Okay, it is, let me just close other form. You did just disable this form so that you can work in multiple forms. Okay, tools and close other forms. Okay, fine. Save it. It is asking to save. Okay, I'll open again this form. Let me just take a screenshot of it. Realized gain accounts. Okay, the mandatory one I'll define. Realized gain accounts and tax account. Anything else? I think nothing. Okay, nothing else. Okay, fine. ABC account. Come down. So 1029 realized gain account 1030 tax account. Just go and give this qualifiers. It's fine. This one I'll give something revenue. Okay, revenue account. Okay, done. Right now open this receivable, receivable setup system options. F11 and control F11. Okay, F11 and control F11. Defaultly you will come here and select your ledger. Okay, and realized gain account. Select here. Finance department. and here 1029 is the realized gain. Okay, fine. So 1030 is the tax account. Okay, fine. Just save the form. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's it. You don't need to bother about all of this. If you are a finance consultant, then you should know all of this. Okay, fine. So you just need
So
to
you are
put the,
mentioning 20.
oh, okay, okay. Thanks for correcting. So 30. Okay, 30 tax account. Yeah, tax account. It is fine. There is no, we are not validating right in accounts receivable side. Even you can go and continue with one. Okay, that is fine. Fine. So we have done, let me go back. So we have done the receiving options, receivable options. Or you can say receivable system options. Okay, system options. So next is global parameters. Okay, OM global parameters. Let's go. Go to the setups, setups, and then global parameters here. Okay, global parameters. So order management responsibility, setup, shipping, global parameters. Okay, global parameters. Fine. In the general tab, you will be saying miscellaneous. Okay, enforce ship methods or allow future ship date. Okay, so if you enable this on all right, you have a privilege to change the ship methods. Okay, you have privilege to change the ship methods on a sales orders. Okay, on a sales orders. Okay, and come to global UM defaults. You can set up what UMs you want to default. Okay, the name itself it is telling right defaults. Global UM defaults. Whenever you have a when you have creating your orders, how do you want the UMs to be default? That UMs you can set up here. Okay, so weight in pounds. If you see here how it is displaying like this. So if you want, you can change your own. Okay, you change in own kilogram. We want to display in kilogram. The weight should be in kilogram. Yes, volume. So volume it is in cubic meter. So I'll go for volume. It's something like liquid liters, millicent. So let it be. Okay, let it be the default one. Length, let it be mile. Okay, and dimensions classes length foot with the foot. We will be calculating time and hour and currency. It is okay. INR. Okay, fine. So these are the main things you just need to set up, and just a global parameter. You don't need to focus much on these things. Okay, I'll tell you where you have to focus much, which setups you have to remember, what are the functionalities available and everything. Okay, and these are all enable workflows. Okay, so we will be having a workflow for the trips, trips and stops and delivery and all. If you want to enable the workflows for this, you can enable. Either you go for both or you just go for delivery or trip. Okay, and rise business events. So this is related to the accounting parts, events, accounting events. Okay, so if you are using India localization, okay, tax, GST, right? So this will comes into the main role. This has to be enabled. Okay, rise business events. Fine. Enable ship to delivery workflow. The workflow you will be having while you're doing the delivery activities and all, some workflow will trigger. Okay, so we'll discuss this. Fine. And again, this is not a that much main setup. Okay, I'll tell you which are the main setups. Okay, fine. Close this. So we have completed this also. So few setups will take quickly time, very quick time, but few setups will take even one session. Okay. So those are like customer order times, okay, order times, all these setups. Okay, fine. So next is OM system profile options. So OM system profile options, profiles come down here. Okay, here also setup shipping profiles. So here give the F11. So we will be having, you just keep OM colon, the profile options will start. Okay. So all these are OM profile option setups, and this control also will decide. So on these, all this is not required. I'll tell you which is required. OM item. Okay. OM item. So OM again the main model. You will be having order entry, right? But check with order entry. OE order entry. OE item. Okay, so when I select this, automatically the args list come here. Okay, it's fine. So we need to more focus on this OE item validation org. Okay, so OE item validation org. So in purchasing model, okay, we have set up item validation organization. Where it is, can anyone guess? In purchasing model, we have set up item validation org.
As
Hmm?
as often separate, purchasing separate.
Yeah, in financial
That
options under the purchasing and supplier tab, we have set up inventory organization. That's like the items which is available in that organization will display in the purchase order, right? Purchase order, right? So in coming to order management, you will be having a separate profile option. Okay, OE item validation organization. Okay, so here you must set up item master organization. Set up the item master organization so that every item which you have, everything you can see. Set up item master organization. See, I set up here item master organization. Okay, fine. Save it. Save this. So this is also done. Okay, this is also done. So this one, OM system options, parameters, and global parameters is similar only. Let's see. Setup. Go to the setup. System parameters. Not this one. Just come to values. Yeah, yeah. So we'll define this too. Okay. We'll define this too. I think this is not required. Okay. OM system parameters. ABC. I guess this is not required. We have not done earlier actually. Okay. Mm, not done earlier this one. Okay. Let's see. If we face any issue, we'll come to this form. Okay. We'll come to this form. Unknowingly, you don't want to set up this. Okay. If any issues will face, then we'll come here. Go to the values. Go to the values. So this is OM system parameters. Okay. OM system parameters. Select south. Here also you will see the same values. Okay, so there are many functionalities. So not only specific to order management. So specific to which order management is synchronized with other modules, those also you will see. Okay. So for example, just I'll just discuss few of this. Okay. If you see allow partial reservations. Okay. So which is related to order management when you have the customer order, when you have the customer order, when you have the customer order, customer is requested 50 quantity, but you have in the inventory 25 only. So in this case, what happened? You don't have total quantity. It's a partial quantity you have. So in that case, do you want to allow partial reservations? Yes. Okay. Yes. And you will also have some, these are all related to credit memo transaction type. If you want to default some credit memo transaction type here, right? That you can set up. It's related to finance again. You don't need to worry. Okay. Customer relationship, customer relationship. Okay. All customer related customer, a single customer. You can see here. Think don't need to. These are all optional only. Okay. Based on the based on the requirement you can set up. Okay. And default order type, so whenever you want to just create order, okay, create order, what order type you want to default. As of now we don't have any order types created in South India. Okay. So later if you have like two or three order types, if you want to default when you just open the order, if you want to default an order type, then you have to come here and set up the order type. Okay. This kind of so enable ship methods. Okay. Invoice transaction type, what invoice transaction type you want to default. Okay. And again here see item validation organization, this also you have to set up. So this you don't need to set up here, but again if that OE item validation not work, then you also make sure to this also set up. Okay. I'll set up this. Okay. So acceptable dates.